Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I'm your guide, LP. Quick update on the new Vego bed. Keep forgetting to put this. This does come with a rubber line, rubber guard, basically, to go across the top of that. It's inside. Anyways, so I built this late summer. And it is a memorial bed for my dog, and she did have eyes that color, so that makes it that much cooler. And I am going to use this as a perennial bed, thus the presence of Sweet William. They are said to be perennial, or actually I think biennial. And I have grown a dark red Sweet William before, and it did come back 2 years in a row, and then I noticed last year it didn't come back. These are actually multiple plants, and you may have seen my video about collecting seeds from them. I did let a bunch of seeds drop, but I planted a couple of garlic here. This is zinnia. They aren't perennial, but I put them there because I had them. This is just grass. If you haven't seen the other video, I received from some family members, they had a bunch of herbs that they were moving, and they were very mature, beautiful herbs, and I hate that they did not do well. This was marjoram, and she didn't look the best when I planted her because I wasn't able to get them in here as soon as I thought I would be able to. That said, she was still very much alive when I transplanted her. It wasn't long after transplanting, however, that she started to really decline. And I think I overwatered to start. But, so I obviously I need to pull this grass. I'm not going to pull this plant until spring. Who knows? It might. Well, look at this. See? Herbs are tough. And I don't know if marjoram is a mint member, but this marjoram just might be all right. And then here we have thyme. It could be lemon thyme, or it could just be regular thyme. And this was looking way better, but it's holding on. It's holding on. I see this is sort of newer growth. There's more growing over here and over here. In the spring, I am going to prune this. Some more growth down there. So it's going to make it. It's just got a little bit of a fight to adjust. I also planted a few garlic in there. Here's another Sweet William. This is the plant I took the seeds from. This was my Munstead lavender that had the weeds had crowded her out. She looked really, this is maybe her third year growing, and she looked really, really good this year. And then I let the bed get overgrown with grass, and she started to look bad. However, she looked way better than this. Same thing, after I transplanted her, she was not happy. But she's still alive, as evidenced by these couple of branches. I don't know, normally she goes into the winter a lot healthier than this. So I don't know if I should mulch this bed to try and protect her. This is tricolor sage, another one of the donated herbs, and the tricolor sage looked way better when I planted it. I'm surprised because sage is a really tough plant, at least my other sage, which I think is broadleaf sage. That thing has been growing for 4 years, at least 4 years, and it's really hardy. It looks great, and this one looked better. When I planted it, it looked better than this, and it kind of continued to decline. So I don't know if this soil is too wet. I did do Hugelkultur. Maybe their roots are having a really hard time because there's not as much soil. There's not as much sun here as there was at the property they came from. That could also be an issue, but it's still very much alive. It's just looks to be struggling a little bit. This was another zinnia that I planted because I had it. And last but not least, this is lemon balm, another donation. And the lemon balm was flowering, as evidenced here when I got it. I cut all the flowers off, and it's looking this way because of the season. Yeah, it's dying back because of the season, but it'll be fine. The reason, by the way, that this patch was left blank was not for the garlic, but because I'm going to put winter savory there. However, my winter savory plant is really small, and I think that I've said this before, I think it would be served better if I put it in a pot for the winter and bring it inside, and then come spring I will plant it out here, because winter savory is a perennial. However, I noticed that winter savory definitely will succumb to competition. My winter savory was in the same bed up front that the lavender was in, and it survived. This was its second year, I think, and it didn't make it long this year. The strawberries were kind of taking it over, but it also it was interesting. But it grew well, and it grew big until it wasn't able to fight for its own. I just want to point out, I do believe this, by the way, is marjoram, which would make sense because they grew near each other at this family member's house. So I saw it before, and I thought I'm just gonna leave it and let it grow, and then next year, if I need to, I'll transplant it over to where the marjoram's gonna go. So this is gonna be my perennial herb bed, and that's what it's looking like going into winter. If the lavender doesn't make it, we'll see what I put in its place. I guess we'll decide then. All right, well, that was the update on this bed. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. I appreciate you. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.